Hey everyone, Elite Assassin here, and it's that wonderful time of year again. It is the week before E3, and actually, really, it's like 4 days before E3. I'm kind of doing this video a little bit late. And tension and hopes are high for a lot of fans of different games. Hopes that we will see good news coming next week for our favorite franchises, and hopes that new great games will be announced. Now, of course, like I said, a lot of Halo fans, myself included, are very, very interested to see what Microsoft is going to announce this year at E3. We are now going on, what is it, year 3 of Halo 5, I believe? You know, it's been out for quite a while. We haven't really seen a big content update for the game in quite a bit, so some new news about Halo 6 would be great. And I did a video earlier this year saying that we weren't going to see a Halo game this year, and I still do stand by that. However, now that we're closer to E3, I do expect us to hear something about Halo 6, and something more than just a teaser. Hopefully, Halo 6 will be out sometime next year. And because of that, I really think we're going to get details about a Halo 6 multiplayer beta. Because if we don't, then I don't think we're seeing Halo 6 till 2020. And that would be a huge disappointment to a lot of Halo fans. Now, of course, they could smooth this over with maybe a Halo game in 2019 that's maybe a spin-off, kind of like an ODST, or I guess Reach is a bad example. It's kind of like an ODST, a little bit of a smaller game, a game that's kind of a offshoot of the actual storyline that may or may not have traditional multiplayer. As you know, ODST only had firefight, but they could maybe put a Battle Royale mode in an offshoot game. I know a lot of people have been talking about a Battle Royale mode coming to Halo, and I actually do have a video I wanted to do on that, and I might do this week. Just kind of throwing out my ideas, which I'm pretty sure a lot of people have made similar videos to. But, you know, if they want to do a Battle Royale mode, do it in an offshoot game. I don't think it belongs in Halo 6. But there's a chance to do that, and maybe we'll see that coming next year in Halo 6 in 2020. But regardless, I hope we hear Halo news for 2019. Like I said, we've been told that we have a beta with every Halo game to make sure the multiplayer works, so we avoid an MCC fiasco. So hopefully we hear news about a multiplayer beta at E3. Speaking of MCC, I hope they do maybe give us a better timetable as to when we can expect the big update to come out. The first test flight went out a while back, and the second test flight is set to begin very soon. So, you know, hopefully they'll be getting closer to announcing a date, hopefully during the conference, because actually the test flight is going to be going on during E3, so it'll be very interesting to see what they do there. And besides Halo 6, the other really big game I'm looking forward to is Battlefield 5. Now, DICE kind of dropped the ball with the Battlefield 5 reveal trailer, in my opinion. It definitely was a very different style than we were expecting, especially for a World War II game. And I do want to go into detail about that more in a different video, but I think E3 is their chance to hopefully shed the fears of many of the Battlefield fans who didn't really like the somewhat cartoony approach the launch trailer took. Now, me, personally, I didn't really buy too much into the reveal trailer. You know, it was very much a CG trailer. I wasn't really too concerned about it. I'm all for character customization in my games. And even if it does look a little silly, as long as it's not super, super over the top, it's not going to bother me at all, really. I'll be 100% honest with you. I'm not someone who's bothered by that kind of stuff. As long as the gameplay is good, and, you know, one thing about DICE, they do a good job with their games. Even Battlefield 4 that launched terribly was eventually taken care of, and, you know, it wasn't the fact that the game didn't play well from a control standpoint. It was more just the servers and the matchmaking that was really wonky. But the game played good. So when it comes to them, I do hold them to a pretty good standard, and unfortunately they're paired with EA, but DICE does a pretty good job in my opinion. And like I said, we know fans of Battlefield have been very vocal about their, you know, dislike for the customization and for the reveal trailer, and also really dumb reasons. But this is their chance to show us gameplay and put all those fears to rest. If you're someone that actually looked at what they said at the reveal besides just the launch trailer, or the Jrpgs videos, or read the release they just put out, I believe a day or two ago, about a lot of the new features and mechanics of Battlefield 5, the game sounds really, really promising, and I really can't wait to give it a try and to see more on it. Besides that, there are a bunch of other games and scenarios I really want to see from E3. One thing, I definitely want to see more Division 2. Now, I'm someone who is very cautious about going into the Division, and honestly, I just started playing it recently with a friend of mine, and my friend has sunk hundreds of hours into the Division and absolutely loved it. And I must say, I have seen the game have phenomenal support from launch, and it's come a very long way. If you're someone who didn't like the Division when it launched, they definitely have gone through and really, truly taken the time and effort to make it a much better game than it was at launch. And it seems like, from what they're saying, they're going to take their failings of the first game, learn from it, grow from it, and hopefully put all that into the Division 2. So, it does sound promising. As long as the developers hold up on their end of the bargain and show that they're dedicated to making a good, solid game, then I think it'll be a very, very good game. And they'd be wise to look at the failings of a game like Destiny 2, which is somewhat similar in the fact that it's a looter shooter type game, and learn from their mistakes, because boy, they just seem to keep making mistakes. But what are you gonna do, I guess. Speaking of Destiny 2, I am interested to see what they're going to be doing. Today they released their kind of year 2 stream about what it's called, Forsaken. So, I want to learn more about that. I was at work, so I didn't get to actually see much about it. So I'm going to look into that later tonight, and hopefully there'll be more clarity on what's going to be in the year 2 update and what the heck exactly the annual pass is going to be. Because they're selling a season pass with content that is similar to, say, the April update we had back during, I believe it was Rise of Iron, or the Taken King. I can't remember which one, but I think it was during Taken King, and then Rise of Iron had like the Age of Triumph update later in its life cycle. And if it's similar to those things, and they're charging for that shit now, with the Eververse still in there, that's an issue. Because from what I'm hearing, it's $30, and it's not going to be actual story content. It'll be new weapons, new endgame content, new stuff like that. But I don't know. I have to see more about it. I'm someone who I can accept if you're going to have microtransactions in your game to fund other content. But if you're going to slap me with multiple season passes on top of the microtransactions, that just looks a bit greedy to me. I mean, I get it. If you're doing more work on the game, you need to get paid. The people need to get paid. That's just simple. People work on it, they're going to get paid for what they're doing. But I don't know. The way they're going about it just doesn't seem right to me. And having both sources of revenue, I wish we knew more about what goes to what. Like, what do our Eververse purchases go towards, as opposed to the season pass and DLCs. I'd be very interested, but we'll probably never see that, unfortunately. Okay, getting off the Destiny 2 talk. One thing I really want to see is if Xbox is going to get any new Jrpgs or Japanese games at all. There has been talk over the years from Phil Spencer about really trying to grow some Japanese games. One of the ones I was really looking forward to from Platinum Studios, one of my favorite game developers, Scalebound. Unfortunately, Platinum Games was not able to deliver on that due to, from what I'm to understand, really, really harsh deadlines from Microsoft, which is saying a lot, because if you're familiar at all with Japanese work culture, I mean, that's pretty goddamn demanding over there, and the fact that Microsoft was pushing them to a limit where they couldn't feel they could finish the game, that's saying something. Now, I also love JRPGs, so I would love to see some more. We had Lost Odyssey and Blue Dragon at the beginning of the 360 era, and I'd love to see some more. I know JRPGs are not very popular on the Xbox, So I get why we haven't seen that many, but we do have fans on the Xbox who want Jrpgs. I know I'm not alone there, so I would definitely love to see some more. Another thing, speaking of Jrpgs, hopefully we'll see more on Kingdom Hearts 3. Maybe actually get a official release date. Finally. Now I'm a Kingdom Hearts fan, so we're looking forward to seeing more from that game. What we've seen so far, to me, has been very promising, so can't wait to go back to that franchise, since with all the little tiny offshoots and spin-offs I've kind of stayed away from, and the story has gotten very convoluted, unfortunately. But I absolutely loved the first 2 games on PS2, so I'm really looking forward to see what 3 can deliver. And of course the Final Fantasy VII Remake, because Final Fantasy VII is a big game to me. If you follow my channel, you know that. If you've possibly seen my other channels, I had a video on a buddy of mine just talking about how that game was very important to me. So I'd love to see how the remaster is going to go, or the remake, sorry. What they're going to change, what they're going to keep the same, and just playing it again, but having it feeling new, I think will be really cool. And though I'm a big fan of the game, I'm also very willing to see what they want to change and what they want to do with it. And as I wind down the video, the last thing I want to talk about are some fighting games that I'm really looking forward to getting more information on and maybe seeing revealed. I was able to play Soul Calibur, the new Soul Calibur. I'm guessing Soul Calibur 6. I'm not quite sure what they're calling it. I think it's just Soul Calibur so far. But I played the new one at PAX East this year, and it was a lot of fun. I absolutely love Soul Calibur, so having a new game come out, it felt good. I played it on both the PS4 and the Xbox One at PAX East. Felt good on both, and I'm looking forward to seeing more about it. Maybe seeing a few more characters, and just any more information we can get about it. Knowing that Geralt from The Witcher is going to be in it is pretty cool. Gotta play that and catch up on that before it comes out, if I ever have the time. Another fighting game that I'm really interested to see about is the new Smash. See what characters are going to have in it. Is it going to be a brand new Smash? Is it, as people think, going to be kind of an updated port of the one from the Wii U and the 3DS? We don't know. So I'd love to see what they're going to do with it, who they're going to add. I always love Smash Bros, so I want to see what they're going to do. And there's one thing that people have been thinking we're going to see this year, and that might be a new Mortal Kombat. So I'm very interested to see Mortal Kombat 11, see if they're going to keep going with the kind of new young Mortal Kombat participants, like Cassie Cage and all of them. So that I'm very interested to see what they're going to do with that, and if they're going to announce it this year. Besides that, I really just want to see some new fun games that I'm not expecting. I'm not really a fanboy of any department. I'd love to see new things from Microsoft, of course. Sony has always some really good single-player games, so I'd love to see what they have on the list. What is it called? The zombie game, I'm sorry. It's drawing a blank in my mind. Days Gone, that's it. That really didn't make me too excited, so I want to see what else they have coming. If that's really the only big exclusive they have, that and Last of Us 2, those really aren't that big in my book, so I hope to see what else they have coming out. And of course, Nintendo usually announces something pretty cool and crazy at their event they have, so I'm interested to see what's going on. I want to know more about Fallout 76, sorry. Bethesda should have something about that. Anthem, I want to learn more about that, see how that's coming along, because that has the capability of being a really, really good game. Hopefully BioWare's return to excellence. So there's a lot. I mean, I could keep talking, but I'm already rambling on way more than I wanted to. So as you can tell, I'm excited for E3. I'll be off next week, unfortunately, down in Florida. Well, saying unfortunately is kind of weird. I'll be on vacation in Florida, so I won't be around to record any reactions or anything like that. But I will be able to hopefully watch and keep up with the news much better than if I were at work. So that'll be cool. And that's about it for me. I want to know from you guys, are you excited for certain games during E3? What are you really looking forward to? Do you want to see a new Halo? It's Call of Duty more your style? Get more information on the new Black Ops, Battlefield, whatever. Leave a comment down below, and I'd love to discuss it with you guys. Alright, thank you so much as always for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later.